Hey everybody, welcome to your mat. Today we have a full body strengthening and mobility flow. When you're ready, we'll get started on our backs on our mat. And just make your way down to a reclined position. We'll start in a constructive rest pose today. So walk the shoulders down away from the ears and then plant the feet to the floor, walking them as close or as far away from the hips as feels good, but separate them a little wider. Outside of hip distance, maybe out to the edges of your mat, and then allow the knees to fall back in toward one another. And then you can let the arms rest down alongside body, or you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Just taking a couple more breaths here as we arrive. And maybe you start to scan the body, just noticing how it is you feel today. Each time we show up on the mat, we show up without any expectation, without any ego or judgment, just allowing whatever to be, to be. And start to rock your head side to side. And then pause in the center. Now we'll start to sway the legs, keeping the feet wide. We'll let the knees fall over to the left and then over to the right. Keep going. One last round. And then we'll pause in the center, setting up for a bridge pose. Keep the feet wide here at first. Reach the arms down alongside body. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, start to firm into your feet, firm into your arm bones. Peel the tailbone up off the ground. And then one vertebra at a time, slowly lift yourself up into your bridge. When you reach the top of your bridge, slowly make your way down, reversing, traveling one vertebra at a time back down the spine. Pausing at the bottom, heel toe the feet in, just a little bit closer, still outside of hip distance. Take an inhale. As you exhale, peel the tailbone up off the ground, sequentially lifting up the spine. When you reach the top, reverse, roll yourself back down. Good. One more time. This time walking the feet in about hip distance apart. Take an inhale. Exhale, lifts the hips. Start to peel the spine up off the ground. Firm into the arm bones. Pause here. Stay lifted. Chest is lifting. Chin is lifting, but separately. Press into the feet even more. Press them down and try to pull them back toward you. They're not going to pull back toward you. They're not going to move. But as soon as you start to try to slide them toward you, you'll feel the hamstrings turn on the backs of the legs. One last breath. And then slowly we make our way back down. When your tailbone reaches the ground this time, separate the feet wider and let the knees sway side to side. Then draw your knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, compressing thighs toward belly, belly to thighs. And then we'll begin to rock and roll. So start to peel your head up off the ground. Create a little momentum as you rock forward and back, up and back the length of the spine. We'll meet in a tabletop position on hands and knees. Cross the ankles, plant the hands. Walk the knees back underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. On an inhale, we'll find cow pose, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, round you up into cat. Twice more, we breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out and round. One more time, breathe in and lengthen. Last time to breathe out and round. We pause and hold right here, rounding up through the spine. And then think about pressing the back of the left rib cage up a little higher. then the center, and the back of the right rib cage, back to the center, and then tuck your toes underneath, send your hips back toward your heels, finding a stretch into the bottoms of the feet, press down. And then shift yourself back forward to your tabletop position, finding a neutral spine, so neither cat nor cow, low belly and low ribs knitting in, corseting in. We press into the right knee and the right shin, lift the left knee off the ground to a hover. Take an inhale here, and as we exhale, we'll lift the left leg out to the side. Just keep the knee bent. Lifting out, we float it back down to a hover. Twice more, we lift and hover. Last time we lift, this time we hold. Stay here. Start to make circles around the left hip socket. So the biggest circles you can draw as we move the femur around, noticing how this side feels. Is it a little gritty? Is it a little noisy? That's okay. And reverse the direction of your circles. And after you've completed about 2 or 3 circles on each side, reach the left leg straight back, plant the left toes to the ground, start to shift forward and back a little, stretching into the bottom of left foot. And then pause. Walk the left hand underneath the heart. Start to reach your right fingertips forward toward the top of the mat. We'll make a big circle with the right arm. Circling up, look up. Circling back, make sure you're looking back. And then circle all the way back around to the front. Reach it up high. We pause when the right arm is high, and we reverse the direction of our circles. Reaching forward, circle it back. We'll pause when the right arm is high, breathe in. As you breathe out, thread the needle, reach right arm underneath the left, bringing right ear and shoulder all the way down to the ground. Really open up your right hand, press the fingernails toward the ground. This right arm is used as a foundational element to help us keep our balance. Press more into the right hand, maybe the left toes become lighter and you start to lift the left foot off the ground any degree. And float the left toes back to the ground if they were lifted, just barely touching the ground with the left toes. We're going to make a kind of a semicircle out to the left, bringing the left toes toward the right fingers, and then circle it back into place. Circle the left toes out toward the right fingers, and then bring it back into place. Last time, toward the right fingers. This time we stay. Plant the left foot down. Left hand under the heart. We unwind the upper body. Right arm reaches up high. Then right hand to the low back as we rise for camel variation. Pressing right hand into low back. Left arm reaching up. Lift the chest. And then lower your hands back down to the ground. Both hands to the ground. Look underneath you. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the right knee as we find kind of a long stretch here. Kind of a mix between downward facing dog and wide-legged fold. Pulling. And then crawl your hands toward the top of your mat. Send your left leg up high, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. As you exhale, bring the left knee toward the left elbow. Then over toward the right elbow. Look to your right. We find fallen triangle. Slide the left foot out. Turn your chest up. Look up and back for right thumb. And then lower yourself down to a seat. Reach the right hand toward the right foot as we find side body stretch. Left arm reaching up and over. And then we're just going to move side to side here, reaching down the left leg with the right arm up and over. And then switch. One last round. And the next time you find yourself leaning over the left leg, stay there. Reaching the right arm high, bend the right elbow. Let the fingertips just barely touch the right ear. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lean the right shoulder back. Lean the right elbow back. then inhale, reach both arms up high. The right hand will stay lifted as the left hand plants by the left hip. We return to our fallen triangle, press into the left hand. High plank, step back. Shift forward in your high plank. Let the shoulders come past the wrists, past the finger pads. Maybe you lower to the knees as we find chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Walk the hands back to the feet, forward fold at the back of your mat. Find a little ragdoll here. Bend the knees generously. Let the belly and thighs make contact as the head is heavy. You can let the arms just hang down toward the floor, or you can catch opposite elbows or wrap around the legs. Just do what feels right here. Maybe find some movement, maybe stillness. And then pause in the center. Shake the head like no. Nod like yes. Then release the fingers toward the floor. Heel toe the feet apart. Malasana yogi squat. Sink down low. Bring the hands to the heart. Use the arms to help press the legs open and the legs squeeze back on the arms. The chin falls to the chest. And then we roll the head over toward the left ear toward left shoulder. Chin to the chest. Right ear toward right shoulder. Chin to the chest. One more time each side. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest. Stay here with the chin to the chest, or maybe look forward, or if it feels okay, you can look up and let the head wash back. Then forward fold, bring the hands down. Straighten the legs as you walk the feet underneath you. We find our chair pose. Maybe you bring the big toes to touch and leave some space between the heels, or any setup in your chair that feels good in your body today. Sink into your chair and then bring the hands to the heart. We'll peel the right heel up off the ground, sink a little deeper into left leg. Hold it here, find a little pulse for 3 and 2. Next time we stand all the way up, keep the right heel lifted. Standing up tall on the left leg. Turn the right knee out to the side as we find our tree pose. You can stay here in rooted tree with the right toes on the ground, or start to slide the right foot up anywhere along the inner left leg. Any version of tree that you like is welcome. You can even use your hands to help position the right foot. But no matter what you've chosen, start to really root down into the sole of left foot. Can you reach the top of the head a little bit closer to the ceiling, growing just a bit taller? And then invite the right knee toward the chest, left hand to the outer right thigh. We'll cactus out the right arm as we twist the torso to the right. Gently turn back to center, reach both arms high, kick that right leg forward, and then step forward, turn to the left, facing the side of your mat, heel toe the feet apart as we find a big star shape, stretching out with the legs and the arms. From here, the left hand will reach across to the right hip, the right arm reaching up and over as we lean to the left. Pass back through star, switching sides, right hand to the left hip, left arm reaching over as you lean to the right. Back through your star shape, reach out, turn your toes out. As you bring the hands to the heart, start to bend into your left knee as we find Skandasana toward the left foot. Right toes point up toward the ceiling. And then using your hands or not, we transition over to the other side, bending into the right knee, letting the left toes peel up. So we switch back and forth in our Skandasana side to side, using your hands or not in the transition. Just try to keep the hips low as you move from side to side. Next time you pass through center, we'll find our goddess squat temple pose. Toes out, heels in, cactus out the arms. Reach the knees away from one another. Take one more breath here, sink a little deeper. Then start to turn to face your right foot, high crescent lunge. Let the back heel peel up off the ground, lifting up high. Back of the left leg actively lifting toward the ceiling as you sink down into the right leg. Then start to straighten the right leg, rebend. Twice more, we straighten, rebend. One more time, straighten. One more time, bend, hold it here. Right hand catches the left wrist, pull up on the left arm, and then lean to your right. Sink a little deeper into your right leg, spark up the left leg. Inhale back to the center, and as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Lean forward, high on the back toes. Bring your fingers down to the ground. Keep your right foot grounded. We're just going to bring the left knee behind the right heel to have a seat. Stepping forward, we have a seat, and we find a twist to the right. Hands are down for support. We're holding on. Or if you'd like, you can bring fingertips by temples, trying to keep the twist. Take a breath in. As you exhale, maybe you twist a little deeper. One more breath. As we unwind, we all turn to face the right foot, standing L or split. Shift your weight into the right foot as you lift the left leg behind you. Dial the left hip down as we find our standing L. Inner left thigh is spinning up toward the ceiling. And then slowly start to soften the left toes toward the back of your mat. Warrior one. The left foot flat and offset. It's like your feet are on railroad tracks instead of a tight rope. So they're in different lanes. The right foot is more on the right side of your mat. The left foot is more on the left side of your mat. Sink a little deeper into the right leg. Think about the pinky toe edge of your back foot pressing down, and you're lifting the inner arch of the back foot. One more breath here. Cactus out the arms. Then we'll find eagle arms, left arm underneath the right. You can hold on to opposite shoulders or wrap the forearms together. Or you can omit the wrap altogether and just bring the forearms to touch. Wherever you are, we lift the elbows, take an inhale. As you exhale, humble warrior, dive down inside of the right leg, forehead toward the right big toe. Slowly start to upright. Release the arms toward the ceiling. Start to straighten your right leg. Bring the hands to the hips. Step your back foot in, one more footprint, but keep it off to the left slightly for our pyramid pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, start to hinge forward, pulling back on the right hip. Lean forward. Holding here in this halfway point. And then everyone starts to reach the left fingers down to the ground, revolved pyramid. Turn the chest to the right. If you'd like to release the right hand from the hip, you can. Reach toward the ceiling. And then pivot onto your back toes. Soften your left knee all the way down to the ground. Untuck the back toes. We rise up to water wheel. Option for a back bend, left arm high, right hand to low back or the back of the left thigh. Squeeze your left glutes to press the hips forward. Then turn to face the front of your mat. Both arms reach up. Low lunge. As you exhale, we find a half split. Straighten out the front leg. Maybe slide that right heel away. Point and flex a couple times. And then pause on a dorsiflexion. Hold it here. Bend the right knee slightly. Press the right heel down for 3, for 2. Then fully rebend into the right knee. Runner's lunge. Step back to your high plank. Shift forward in your high plank. Option to lower to the knees as we find chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath here in your downward facing dog. Then inhale, lift the heels up high, ripple forward to your high plank like you're looking over the ledge. Let the shoulders come past the finger pads. Then soften both knees back down to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders. We float the right knee just over the earth and then send the right leg out to the side. Again, float it down, send it out. One more time, down. One more time out. We hold it right here. Start to make those big circles. Moving the femur around in the biggest circles possible. Controlled articular rotations 2 or 3 times. And then reverse the direction. And then send that right leg back. Plant the toes to the ground. Shift a little forward and back, stretching into the bottom of the right foot. And then pause. Right hand underneath the heart. Your left arm starts to reach forward. We'll make big circles around the left shoulder. Look up, follow it up and back. Circle down and forward. Pause when the left hand is high. We reverse the direction. Reach forward. Follow it around. Pause when the left hand is high. Breathe in. As you breathe out, we thread the needle. Reach underneath, bringing left ear and shoulder down to the ground. Your left hand open wide so the fingernails press down, creating that foundation. Hold it here. Let your right toes start to become lighter. Maybe the right leg lifts any degree. And if you lifted the right toes, lower them back down, toes barely touching the ground. We make that semicircle, sweeping the right leg out toward, or the right foot out toward the left fingers, and then circle it back in place. Twice more, circle it out, circle it back. One last time, we circle it out. We keep it here this time, planting the right foot down, right hand under the heart, left arm reaches high as we unwind. Then left hand to the low back for our camel variation. Press yourself up. Press the hips forward as you look up for right thumb. And then lower both hands back down to the ground. Look underneath you, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, straighten through both legs, finding just a little bit of pull here, a little bit of traction. And then crawl your hands to the top of your mat, lift your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. As you exhale, right knee toward the right elbow, shift forward. Over to the left elbow, stay here, look to the left, fall in triangle, slide that right leg away. Turn your chest up, look up and back. And then have a seat right where you are. Your left leg is on the mat this time. We're going to fold right down the middle. I invite you to bend the knees here just gently. That gives the pelvis a little bit of freedom to tilt forward and back, because what we want in the forward fold is an anteriorly tilted pelvis, so a forward tilted pelvis. So just rock your pelvis a little forward and back, forward and back. And if it feels pretty good, next time you're forward, you can stay there. Maybe you walk the hands forward. Maybe you lower onto your forearms. Maybe it feels good enough to straighten the legs. And then just breathe a few breaths here, enjoying the stillness if you're finding it, or continuing on with finding that pelvis tilting forward and back. And start to walk the hands back up underneath you. Reach both arms high, take a breath in. The left hand will stay lifted as you plant the right hand by the right hip. We return to our fallen triangle. Press yourself Lift your hips, look up and back for left thumb. High plank. Shift forward in your high plank. Option to lower to your knees, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Walk the hands back to your feet. We find our chair pose of the back of the mat. Any setup that feels right in your feet. And bring the hands to the heart. This time we'll peel the left heel up off the ground, sink deeper into the right leg. Maybe find a little pulse here for 3 and 2. Keep the left heel lifted as you rise all the way up to stand. Standing tall on the right leg. Turn the left leg out. We find our tree pose. Whatever version works for you on this side. You can stay in grounded tree or slide that foot up, pausing anywhere that feels good. Whatever you've chosen, start to firm more into the right foot, rooting down, reaching the top of your head closer to the ceiling. Invite the left knee toward the chest. Right hand to the outer left thigh as we cactus open the left arm, turn the chest to the left. Then turn back to the front, reach both arms high, start to kick your left foot forward. Doesn't have to be high, doesn't have to be straight. Step your left foot to the middle of the mat, turn to your right, heel toe the feet apart as you find your star shape. And this time, keep the toes turned in, bring the hands to the hips or maybe to the low back. On an inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, we lower halfway into a wide-legged fold, just tilting or bowing the torso forward, pausing when we're parallel to the earth, send the tailbone back. So we're again using that pelvic tilt to tilt the pelvis, spilling the pelvic bowl forward. Option to reach the arms out to a T shape or reach the arms forward past in the direction that your head is pointing. One more breath. Bring the hands back to the hips, rise back up to your star shape, release. Now turn the toes out, heels in, sink down into your goddess squat one time, reaching the knees away from one another. And then start to turn to your left foot, high crescent lunge. Back leg active as you sink deeply into the left knee, and then straighten the left leg. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. This time we bend and we hold it here. Left hand catches the right wrist, stretch the right arm up, lean to the left. Finding a stretch here across hip flexors and the psoas. Back leg active. And come back through center. Bring the hands to the heart, start to lean forward. So you're just on the very tiptoes of the back foot. And then reach your fingers down to the ground. We're going to meet in a seated twist. We'll draw the right knee behind the left heel and have a seat. We'll take our twist to the left. And you can use your hands down as support, facilitating the twist. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself, bring the fingertips toward the temples. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, let the left rib cage lead the twist, moving a little deeper into your twist. Then we all start to turn back to face the left foot, standing L, or split if you'd like, but standing L, the hips stay squared off toward the ground. The inner right thigh lifting the right leg high. But keep firming into your standing foot. Maybe lift the kneecap of the left foot. And then very slowly, let the right toes start to land toward the back of your mat as we find warrior one. Offset the feet side to side. You upright the torso. So once again, it's like the left foot is in the left lane, the right foot is in the right lane, or on different tracks instead of on a tight rope or high wire. Think about the pinky toe edge of your back foot firming down into the ground and the inner arch of the back foot lifting. So we ignite the whole inner line of the back leg. Cactus out your arms, lift the heart. Then eagle arms, right arm under. If you want to catch the shoulders or do the wrap, or just bring the arms to touch. Whatever you choose, lift your elbows, breathe in. As you breathe out, humble warrior, dive down. Forehead toward the left big toe this time. And carefully rise back up, release the arms toward the ceiling. And then bring the hands to the hips, straighten out your left leg. Step your right foot in, one footprint closer, setting up for our pyramid pose. Start to draw your left hip back as you lean forward, pressing into the left big toe. Lean forward only halfway. So we're in another long line from the top of the head to the tailbone, lengthening through left leg. Then start to reach your right fingers down toward the ground or all the way to the ground, turning the chest to the left, finding revolved pyramid. Option to stay, or if you'd like to release the left hand toward the ceiling, that might feel good. But only add it if it adds value. From here, pivot onto your back toes, soften your right knee down. We rise up for water wheel. Uprighting the torso, keep the twist. Maybe the back bend, right arm high, left hand to low back or the back of left thigh. Squeeze your right glutes as you press hips forward. Then turn to face your left leg, both arms reach up, low lunge. As you exhale, we find a half split. Bring the fingertips down, maybe slide your left foot away from you. Point and flex a few times. And pause in a dorsiflexion, slight bend in the knee, press the heel down. Then re-bend into the left knee. Runner's lunge. Step back to your high plank. Shift forward. Option to lower to the knees, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. From your downward facing dog, separate the feet a little wider. Out to the edges of your mat, probably. Bend the knees a lot, lift the heels. Send the tailbone up a little higher. Again, tilting that pelvis, letting it spill forward. Then keep your tailbone high as you start to soften the heels back toward the ground. Maybe move the legs a little straighter or in that direction. They don't have to be fully straight. You're just seeking out sensation. And then shift a little into one hip and the other, shifting the hip side to side. And then pause in the center. Soften the knees down to the ground. Keeping the toes untucked, sit back on your heels. And then look over your right shoulder. Reach your right fingers down behind you. The left arm reaches up high. You can stay here if you'd like to find a camel pose variation. Start to lift the hips. Look up and back for your left thumb. And then when you're ready, have a seat. We're just going to switch sides. Look over the left shoulder, reach the fingers down, right arm is high. You can stay or lift the hips. Gently lower yourself down. Child's pose, crawl the hands forward. Option to separate the knees a little wider or keep the knees together, just depending on what you're looking for right here and now. Knees apart in your child's pose is going to give you a little more opening through the hips, whereas if you keep the thighs and the knees together, and you lay over the legs, that's going to help to release your low back. So just whatever you're looking for today, maybe it's a little bit of both. And then crawl your hands back up towards you. We'll meet in a seat. Just send the legs out. Maybe Sukhasana, easy seat. One shin crossed in front of the other. Let the hands rest in the lap. And then one last time, we'll let the chin fall toward the chest. And then roll the left ear toward the left shoulder. Stay here, exploring, maybe lifting the chin. Maybe you outstretch the right arm to that space beside you where the ground is just out of reach. So you really lengthen through the right fingertips. You feel a stretch from the right fingertips all the way up the right side of the neck. And then relax the right hand into the lap. Let the chin fall back to the chest. And then over to the other side, right ear toward right shoulder. We stay and explore. And then maybe you reach that left arm out to the space beside you. Really lengthening. And then soften the left hand into the lap. Let the chin fall back to the chest. And then let the head rock side to side a couple more times each direction. And then next time the chin is at the chest, let it stay there. Start to take your chin, lifting it up. Maybe you lift it all the way up toward the ceiling. And then bring the head back to neutral. And then we'll conclude with 3 breaths. Begin by exhaling the air that's in the lungs. Then breathe in through the nose. Pause at the top. Open the mouth. Again, breathe in through the nose, soft and gentle breath. Pause at the top. This time, an audible exhale. And then one final time. Breathe in through the nose, soft and gentle. Pause at the top. If there's space, maybe breathe in a little bit more, filling all the way up. Then we open the mouth, let it go. Allow the mouth to close. Start to blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a great day and that we get to practice together again soon.